Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube, Power Comics is going live to discuss and determine the top 10 power vehicles of all time. Do not miss it, or you shall forever be forsaken.
Welcome, everybody, to the Power Comics Book Club. I am Evan, and we have a fearsome foursome today, guys. I'm joined, of course, by Power Comics head researcher Gabe Deichel. Gabe, how's it going?
What's it?
Oh, my God. And our perma-celebrity guest, Benjamin Marra, cartoonist Benjamin Marra, everyone. Ben,
hello, everybody.
How's it
Thanks
going?
for having me. I'm good.
Of
I'm glad to be here. Yeah.
Of course. And newcomer, but old comer to Power Comics is Power Comics co-founding member Zack Carlson. Zack, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I brought lemon cream loaf cake for everybody.
All right.
Oh, my God. So real quick context on Zack is, Zack was there at the formation of Power Comics, was he not? Yes, he was.
Yeah, let me just interrupt you with that shameful introduction. Zack is the fucking godfather
That's true.
of Power Comics. And you need to give him the respect that he deserves. How dare you?
You are so right. It was, Zack, what's the Power Comics origin story from your point of view?
Well, it really was. It was 7 years ago, right? I was at a comic book shop.
And I think it was more than 7 years ago.
It was more than 7, brother.
Oh, yeah. It was 43 years ago. I was at the comic shop in Northwest Texas. And they had a quarter bin. And I was digging through it. And I found a comic called New York City Outlaws. It was the first. It was all 5 issues were in a quarter bin.
That is crazy.
Yeah. And I bought multiples of all of them because then when Evan and then this filmmaker, Jason Eisner, did Hobo with a Shotgun, came to Austin, I was like, you won't believe this comic. And I was handing them copies. Like I used to have remember Evan, I had 10 copies of number 1 and 2 that I took out.
That's right.
Yeah. That I found it, that it was important, I really could. I was like, what is it? And then,
so Zack, were you like a big comic guy before that, or was this like a total? Yeah.
No, I've always collected comics since I was 7.
Mm-hmm.
But I got into Power Comics when they were coming out because I was such a fan of not the Ninja Turtles, but adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters.
Yes.
No.
Yeah, that was session 1 of the post Turtles bullshit, and then it got worse from there. But I was so obsessed with adolescent radioactive black belt hamsters that I would go to the store and just randomly buy black and white comics thinking that they might be similar, and they never were.
Amazing.
Several Power Comics that have been on this show or will be that I bought when they were new, like in 1980.
That's crazy.
Incredible.
Damn.
Yeah, and you also, you turned me on to New York City Outlaws. I feel like Jontar was kind of maybe wrapped up in there.
Jontar was one of the first ones. Yeah.
You must have been there on Jontar opening day when that came out, I'm guessing.
I didn't buy Jontar when it came out. Well, actually, the reason New York City Outlaws I think has become such a thing was that quarter bin. Then you and Brian and Jason, these other people in Austin area and New York got it, and then suddenly Jason Miles, who was an employee at Fantagraphics at the time, showed it to Dan Nadel from Picture Box. It's just like a very indie art comics imprint.
Sure.
And then he started championing it as art, because he was the editor of the Comics Journal at the time, and he did a big interview with Ken Landgraf.
Oh, cool.
That's amazing.
I elevated it, but it just it all started in that dirty quarter bin. And then there was a moment where New York City Outlaws was being regarded as folk.
You were the power dealer, man. You were the power dealer. You were the power dealer. You got us all hooked. And and from the very beginning, in the Tumblr days, Zack was writing all the reviews of all the issues.
Incredible.
And Dreamweaver was definitely one of those very first ones that we really championed, and oh my God, I actually remember you telling me about Dreamweaver in those. And this is going back to 2008 or 9, no, maybe 9 or 10. 2009 or 10.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So
and they coined the phrase power comics for this.
what's that?
It was either Evan or me that coined the phrase power comics. For like
I don't remember. I think it was
wow.
I can't remember exactly. I just know that like it was that 70s Canadian you know, anthology issue series Power Comics, you know.
Yeah, I mean in my head you guys like were looking at Dreamweaver and like turned to each other and your eyes were crossed and you both said Power Comics at the same time, and
that's
how I assume it was born.
That's it.
It's
Today we're going to be looking at the first issue of Dreamweaver. Literally, we always talk about the Power Comics Hall of Fame. This is definitely the first comic that probably gets inducted in the first ever class. We got to do that at some point, guys. And oh my God. So today we're going to look at issue number 1, but on future episodes of the Power Comics Book Club, maybe starting next week, we're going to look into issue number 2, which is literally my favorite Power comic, I think, of all time.
The best, yep.
And then, of course, issue number 3, which none of you have but me. And we'll look into that.
Incredible. Shame on you.
Yeah, it is. This was a chance eBay find, and I found it, and now it's mine. But anyway, we're gonna look at it in a couple weeks. Continue it rolling here, but let's get into it, man. Without further ado, let's get into Dreamweaver number 1. Gabe, you just revisited it. How was that? How did that go?
I mean, look, I have to agree with you. This is, I think, the greatest Power comic of all time. It really is just everything you want from cover to back cover. It's just so perfect. It's just like, you know, we talk about how Jontar is the maybe penultimate, like first Power comic. This though is for me the pinnacle. This just hits every benchmark that there is, you know.
Jontar is Citizen Kane, and this is like Godfather 2.
This is like, I guess.
This is true.
My car, you know, like where it's like way up here, way up there.
Yeah.
This is like Boondock Saints. Power comics.
This is Boondock Saints 2 and Jontar's Boondock Saints 1.
Also, my geriatric cat is meowing, so if you can hear it, tell me, and I will put her down on camera because she's driving me insane.
Yeah.
All right, hang on.
All right.
I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna go strangle my cat. Hang on.
Okay, cool.
This is like this finale of MASH where Hawkeye tells a woman to shut up her baby and she kills it. It's like that.
Ben, tell me what it was like for you looking through this again.
Yeah, I've got to agree. This is absolutely number 1 or number 2 for me for Power Comics. It's either this or Lance Stanton, I think.
Oh yeah.
But the art in this is just I think this might be my favorite Power comic art.
Yeah.
Of
Easily.
all time. Yeah.
Easily.
It's just like it just sings, you know, and the story is amazing. Like just conceptually, and then the execution of it is fantastic. It's just a great comic, period.
Totally. And Zach, did you look back at this issue again?
I did, although we've probably read it like, I mean, no joke, like 30 times, you know, because it's really weird. Like the ideas, let me make a stupid analogy.
Sure.
Beetlejuice is a movie that has these like incredible ideas and this ambitious, totally new mythology around the afterlife, but it's just like presented so effortlessly that you don't even think about it. But if you deconstruct Beetlejuice, like the whole idea of how death works and the afterlife works is like really innovative and amazing. Dreamweaver similarly is so simplistic in its presentation, but then the ideas are so like, you know, unique and bizarre and like,
true.
Like you couldn't explain to somebody how it works, even while reading it, you know, but like you don't question it while you're reading it. And that's kind of like the thing. I think the best fiction like creates its own mythology.
Totally.
In the world, and Dreamweaver like totally does that without even to explain it. You know, like it's and you don't question it. It's just this is how the world works.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I think
perfect.
Yeah, and I think as it goes, it kind of introduces like another turn in the plot where you're sort of like, oh, well, so this is the laws of this, like of this world, and oh, I didn't know that it's, which we'll see. We should open it. We should definitely get to it here, but already amazing opening splash page. Like, oh, man, so good.
Can we talk about the cover before we open the book up, though?
Sorry.
This is an insane cover.
Yes, it is.
I just want to say that this cover didn't excite me when I first saw it, and I don't know if you guys think I'm crazy, but
you're insane. You're
I thought
absolutely mental.
I wasn't really sure what was really happening, especially because I couldn't figure out how the centaurs like feet were working in concert with one another.
God.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused how it didn't excite you. Trying to decipher how this fucking thing was moving.
Yeah,
this is the greatest power comic cover of all time, Ben.
I mean, I only feel that way now after I've read it. It's weird, but like when I first saw it, I was not as wild about it, which is it makes I feel dumb, but.
Well, I think there's a lot. I appreciate your honesty. I think there's a lot there to like get lost in and to be like, whoa, yeah. Like at first glance, like I think a low res JPEG online of this isn't gonna do it any justice. I mean, that's
true.
The way that we see a lot of these power comics is through low res JPEGs on the internet. But this is like when you really get into his face and everything that's going on with this face down here, and of course the intertangled legs here and everything, but. Man, it's incredible. Like you can hear the Blue Oyster Cult to me. I can hear it like already.
Ben, you just didn't like it because you think Danny McBride is just so overexposed these days.
True. Oh my God. But anyway, incredible cover. Love it. Love the handwritten dream and just how that shows up. Just so great.
And again, that logo at the top left of the comic there is just like icing on the cake, man. It's so
what
good.
I really like about the cover too, Mitch, here, can you scoot it up a little bit in the frame for a second? It looks like the comic is called Dream, and then the demon is going Weaver, and he's going
exactly.
Totally.
We need to print T-shirts that say "Survive Until Dawn" on your shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that's a great idea. God, that's a great idea.
Good.
That's a
no
great
one do
idea.
that. Power comic audience.
Yeah,
fuck you! Don't you dare!
All right. Let's dig into this amazing opening splash page here. So awesome. Wow, 1987. Where do we start here? This is really what a great year, and it's so interesting too to me that like that. In issue number 3, which I'm not trying to taunt you guys with, but issue number 3 is basically largely devoted to this origin story that we're getting into here. So, and they sum it up in issue number 1, like in a page and a half. It's kind of crazy, but basically we're seeing here, his name is,
let me just say, that's what I love about this issue is how we're just thrown into it. We just have to accept who our protagonist here is.
True.
This presumably piece of shit.
Right. Right. And that's Lance Valor is his name, and he's caught in basically a cop rounds a corner here. He's dropping a knife, and soon we're going to see that he's maybe framed, possibly framed, but definitely framed for the murder of this bizarre looking individual here on the floor. I don't know, guys. Anything here to say about this amazing first page?
I think the policeman is yelling Weaver like the demon was on the front.
I mean, I wish every comic had a splash page as good as this one, where you're just sort of like grappling with the situation, and it's just it just kind of like it starts right in the middle of the action, and you're just totally pulled right in. It's just a great hook.
It's so sophisticated.
The image is composed really, really well too. I mean, if the drawing weren't so awkward and weird, it wouldn't be a power comic, because this is like masterful.
Totally.
It really like the it does the like David Mazzucchelli thing where it's like there's more dark than light, which is not a thing that most power comics artists did. Like
inked,
ballpoint, and so like they weren't going to do large blacks. You know what I mean?
Right.
Totally.
In this one, he's actually like showing the ambition, if not the training, that that he like wants to do things like more moody style than most power comics try to pull off.
Oh, this is definitely a good point. This is one of the more moodier franchises in the power comics sphere. And what's really cool is like we're right in the middle of the story. Like boom, first page, we're in the middle of drama. And we should talk. Yeah, and we should talk a little bit about Robert Lankford, who is the writer and artist of this. It's a singular vision from one guy, Bob Lankford. He also goes by, and man, Bob Lankford, salute to you, man. You are really the power master for sure. So getting right into it, we see this amazing. This jumps out to me always, right?
I know you can't not see this.
It's like what? Okay, we'll get to that. Yeah, we'll get to that. But against the wall, spread them. The cop says, as he puts him up against the wall, Lance Fowler, and I love. He's like, I tell you, I didn't do it.
Nice.
You have the right to remain silent, and then we can see that this bizarre-looking person is still alive on the ground here, and then that's when we learn that as the life slips away from the dying man, so does the truth of what really occurred. So it's not really telling you, but it's insinuating.
I love that. That's one of my favorite panels because it's like it's explaining that he's going to tell him exactly what's going on, but all he says is we don't even get any exposition. We just get like a dying gurgle.
What if that's just how he laughs?
So good. And again, Bob Lankford wastes no time getting us into the concept of the Dreamweaver program. He's not hauled off to jail. He's not sentenced. We go right to the program. And that's pretty amazing, actually. So later on, we are introduced that we have Lance now.
Personally, I would have loved to see his parole hearing in like 3 pages.
Well,
sure. As well as a meeting with a lawyer.
That's kind of what issue 3 is, guys. Like issue 3 is procedural. It gets into everything that happened in that alleyway. It's kind of rebooting that first few pages of this issue. It gets much more into the program and what Project Dreamweaver is. It's pretty crazy.
Amazing.
Because it's 64 pages.
Can I take a quick aside while we're talking about the court hearing and the parole hearing and all that stuff?
Yeah.
Ben will know about this. There was a long-running comic book that started in the early 50s called Mr. District Attorney. And every issue was just a district attorney having to like do his job. And that was it. And it was like 78 issues. 78 issues. Do you know about that, Ben?
Don't. I want to read that so bad now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like it had so many. Oh, it's great. It was a DC comic. It was DC.
Mr. District Attorney. That's incredible. Holy shit.
It's great. I have like 17 of them.
Wow. 17.
He's in the Zack Snyder cut of the new movie.
Okay, so later we have some exposition here. Accused of murder, Lance Fowler, given a choice, chooses life over death, over the death penalty to become a human guinea pig in the aid of scientific research. Can we just talk about the lettering here and how amazing,
perfect,
big,
so good.
Amazing, like serial killer like writing. It's amazing.
Again, I'm gonna call out to our power comic fan base here. Give me that font. Give me that Dreamweaver font, dude.
Dreamweaver font.
It's all here.
Dreamweaver font. Oh my god! If you're listening,
can you pull it closer, Evan, so we can get a good shot of some of the lettering?
Sure. Oh yeah.
Is it visible? I don't know.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
It's good. It is good.
It's just, use the whole balloon. If you're gonna have the balloon, fill it.
Exactly.
Fill that balloon. But yes, shout out to Colin Tendo who made the Jontar Fontar.
Hell yeah, brother.
We need this Dreamweaver Fontar immediately. Okay, so then he's awakening from this sedation, and I love how he renders the doctor's face when he's coming to, like. And he peers into the eyes of a distorted blob. Welcome to Project Dreamweaver. I'm Dr. James McCready. And he's like, when's lunch? Sense of humor, I see. And then you don't find that often in laboratory rats. And then the doctor introduces his assistant, Mrs. Mimi, who definitely gets randy for old Lance Valor as the pages go on here. Who doesn't? Yeah. And then I love this. Miss Len will be assisting you during your trip. And he's like, my trip. But by trip, they did not mean trip. So he couldn't be a murderer is her first thought. She's like, no way. He's too
What
cute.
a weird thought. What a shitty assistant.
Yeah.
On his Tinder profile, it said not a murderer. So she was just...
She's like, fluffy mullet and mustache? He couldn't be a murderer.
Hey, this is 87, so,
That's true.
Magnum PI was that.
It was just a
Pretty high
typo.
point.
He meant to write, he couldn't not be a murderer.
And he's like, are we going somewhere? We aren't, but you are. Your destination, the subconscious mind of Mr. Harry Strauss. What if someone told you guys that that's where you're going?
Have you not been?
Yeah, dude. That's every night for me.
We're going deep into Strauss.
You must realize there is a 3-season series on Adult Swim called Dream Corp LLC, and it is a company that just does the Dreamweaver program. They go inside their own brain and like try to figure out this. I mean, it's like it is Dreamweaver, and it just occurred to me. And one of my close friends is like the lead actor on it, and I never even thought about the Dreamweaver connection.
Wow.
Whoa.
Well,
weird.
How do we sue them?
Yeah.
We have to take Robert Lankford, we have to take a copy of signature and then just send
Send them up. Yeah. Send them a cease and desist.
Deepfake some Lankford. Yeah.
$80 bill. You say, pay us $83 and that's it.
But guys, here's where the freaking amazing concept emerges, which is this idea
Hell
that
yeah.
instead of the death penalty, Lance is supposed to go into the sleeping mind of tormented test subjects and try to undo their horrifying dreams and visions in their subconscious. Cure them. Because here it says that Strauss is a schizophrenic tormented by spirits of eternal darkness. Jesus Christ. I love this. He's laying there and he's like, wonderful.
Wait, is he laying on the floor?
No, he's on a slab. He's on the floor. He's on a yoga mat. Yeah. You will enter his subconscious, become part of his dreams. You must alter or prevent the dream's outcome. What an amazing idea, guys.
Yeah.
And this has the Harvey Pekar cameo on.
It does.
He does. Yeah, he really.
Totally. One mistake could leave you forever bound in Strauss's subconscious. So now they're establishing some laws. So you might not come back from your dream trip, which is pretty amazing.
High stakes.
High stakes. Okay, Mrs. Len, prepare the sedative. Yes, doctor. And then he's thinking to himself here, what have I got myself into? Splurt. Sweet dreams, Mr. Valor.
I love that both the doctor and Lance are wearing Dreamweaver pins on their chest.
Oh yeah, they have like marketing.
The weird insignia for the Dreamweaver program.
That's the jacket. That's the things we need, not the other. There's so much talk about merchandising for all these comics.
Yeah,
the t-shirt in the back, but to get the Dreamweaver lab coats and the 4 of us could wear it.
Lab coats.
Fucking amazing. This is
I want the Dreamweaver bald cap that I'll wear everywhere.
Oh my god. As Lance drifts into a comatose state, Mimi finds herself drifting in love with a convicted murderer without rhyme or reason. Weird.
So, it's weird that there's 4 of us here talking and we're all into comics and none of us like look like Danny DeVito. Crazy.
That's so true.
Not above the shoulders.
Yeah, below. Yes, doctor. Okay, Miss Len, prepare the transporter. Doctor, transporter connected and operational. Splendid. Take your station. Soon we will make medical history. So here we go. Project Dreamweaver revving up here. And, guys.
Yeah.
The best.
Guys, seriously.
So great.
So good. So good.
So simple, but so effective.
Yeah, totally. This is a shirt too, by the way. Could you imagine like a shirt Like a shirt of this with wraparound polka dots.
Wraparound polka dots.
Yeah. We're both thinking the same thing. Totally. Yep. Yeah. All that I've worked for is on the line. We must not fail. So now high stakes for him too. Oh my God, for Harvey Picar too. It's crazy. Computer.
I mean, says the guy who's putting a random convict into the brain of a schizophrenic to solve his mental illness. This must not fail. Like, all right, buddy. I mean, I don't know if that's the best solution here, but
it's unique.
Got anything better?
Yeah. So then the computer systems go activate transporter. I mean, amazing. Kind of looks like Banyan to the High Fortress.
Oh yeah,
little Banyan callback, guys, from last week's live show.
Maybe he is Banyan.
What's that?
Maybe he is Banyan, and Banyan is in the Dreamweaver or something.
It's like actors, like Tom Cruise, Jack Reacher, and then he's someone else. It's like Dreamweaver just has different jobs in different comics.
Oh, I love how he's got the insignia on his shirt here too, his staff shirt. This is an amazing shirt. From a deep sleep, he is catapulted out of his own being into the subconscious of a tormented schizophrenic. Unbelievable. So then Lance arrives here. Strauss, it must be, but how? And all of a sudden, help me, he hears. I can hardly move. So now he's struggling to move. And then he's like, I got to break free. Then suddenly he sees, oh my God, Strauss crucified in his own dreamscape?
Hell yeah.
Incredible.
Awesome.
Love how the hand is going over the frame here.
Yeah.
And then as Lance starts freeing him from this crucifixion, the ground beneath them begins to quake and tremble. Guys?
I mean,
dope.
Exactly what I wanted the dreamscape to be.
Seriously. True.
Yeah.
So
true.
Let me take a second to ask you guys, like, how often do you have dream lucidity where you realize you're in your dream and you take control of it?
I used to have it frequently when I was in my teens and haven't had it since.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, me no.
Never.
You've never had dream lucidity, Ben?
No.
It seems
I
like
wish.
They had it when they were kids or teens, and then as our brains become so shriveled and useless that we can't we can't do that. It's because this whole comic relies on,
that he knows what's going on.
Yeah,
that's very true. That's very true. Wow, I didn't even think about it. See, that's the thing. It's like hard to explain the laws and the physics of the Dreamweaver world unless you really fucking sit down and stare at a candle for like 2 hours and try and figure it out.
So what are the chances that the director Tarsum was going through a dollar bin and found Dreamweaver and decided to make the sell?
Pretty high.
But
how much for this one?
How much for this one?
For you? 25 cents.
You do the best Tarsum impression of anyone.
Thank you.
I didn't think we'd be getting Tarsum impressions on this week.
Yeah, I know. Tarsum might be from like Cincinnati, and I just give him a very offensive generic accent. Sorry, Tarsum.
Oh my God. John Tarsum. All right. Sorry. Okay, moving on. Oh my God. Oh,
the best panel.
God.
One of the best pages.
Seriously. And then
the best.
While now getting Strauss off the crucifix, all these demon centaurs are emerging from the ground.
What are they saying? Evan, say what they're saying.
Ear. They're yelling ear.
Yelling ear.
The scariest thing you could scream. Ear.
Eek and ear. Oh. But just what an amazing freaking page, man.
So perfect.
It's incredible.
It's incredible. And it's just to try and picture like the centaur body coming out of the ground too would be really freaky. I feel like if you were to witness that with your own 2 eyes.
That's so cool.
Very unnatural.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
That page in its composition reminds me of the Family Circus comics where like Billy runs all over the neighborhood. Like the angle, there's one demon, but he's doing different things around Dreamweaver, and
it's probably what he was reading. What he was inspired by.
Who was?
So another amazing panel here. Run forward, Strauss, run! Yeah. And then, of course, just this amazing kind of centaur silhouette here with the sky. And the...
Centaur silhouette. Evan's high school band.
Centaur wait, there's a thing I like. That's like
Centaur silhouette.
There's something inherent to power comics.
Mm-hmm.
It's like very consistent throughout. Is in a book, like a regular novel or whatever, if somebody screams and they go, ah, it's like as many A's as you want and one H. If you have more than one H, it's like getting into a warm bath.
Yeah, you're right.
Power comics, it's always
Yeah.
That is
why.
Yeah.
That is why Zach is the fucking OG Power Comics master.
I was gonna say that's some fucking power criticism there, my friend.
That is so heavily researched power comic lore right there.
It is, huffing some Lankford.
I know they're running away with relieved sighs, like they're getting into a bath with a fucking bath bomb in it.
Yeah.
They saw a demon yelling ear, so they had to go,
Oh, fuck.
Oh, my God. So then they run into this cavern here. Quick, through here. Having fled into the canyon, they now find themselves boxed in like a rat in a trap. Eek. More eeks here. Nowhere to run. Oh, my God. Look at Strauss's face here. Amazing.
I love that we don't hear anything from Strauss. He's just
I just realized
he's a pawn in this story here.
Lankford does this thing, and I keep saying Ben will know about this because we're old. But there's a thing that Jack Kirby would do in all of the old monster comics, like all the old monsters on the prowl, creatures on the loose. And Jack Kirby would do this thing where like the monster would be attacking central in the panel or cover, and then there'd be people running, and there'd always be somebody in the front right foreground or left foreground going like that.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Actually, you have to do it right here. I'll be in the corner, but it's like
It's such good composition.
Yeah, it's great.
If you look at the front cover and in that panel, and there's like more in the issue, he does that thing, that corner face screaming thing. And it's like really that Kirby style. Because I never saw any other artists do that prior to those Kirby monster comics.
But it's way more stunted and not dynamic at all. It's just like your brother peeking into frame while you're hanging it.
Can I just say that it makes so much sense now why you have a stack of Sour Patch Kids there behind you. Get them in bulk. All right. All right. So amazing. I'm gonna turn here. Okay. Meanwhile, guys, back in reality, Subject Strauss report. Okay, their heart rate is accelerating, Doctor. Oh shit! I love this here, where they're just
super effective.
It really is. It really, really, truly is. The only one who truly knows the condition of Strauss lies next to him, but trapped in his nightmare. Wish they'd use, pronouns, pal. I don't understand who they're talking about, but I guess it makes sense. No! And then back in the Dreamweaver, in the dream, amazing. The centaurs are coming for them in the cavern. We got to fight. Nice mullet shot here. Over the shoulder mullet shot. Over the mullet. And fight he must. He likes doing that. I noticed that a lot in this comic. And this he will do, and this he must, As Strauss, terrified, panics, leaving Lance to face the beasts alone. So then, of course, Lance here fighting the beast, which is awesome. I probably didn't think he'd be doing this back over here at all.
Right.
choking centaurs in the dreamland. But it's amazing. It's amazing. And then, of course, here we say, die, you devil, die, only to end in vain.
Yeah, so what is up with... So because he flips
I don't know what that
Lance?
means. I guess so.
Yeah.
Also, he misspelled ear on the bottom left.
Where?
Just kidding.
Oh.
They're saying eek.
Eek. Amazing. Anything to say about this, or should we keep on trucking here?
I mean,
it's awesome.
It's perfect.
I was super excited when I read this for the first time because I didn't flip to like the back or anything. Every new page was a surprise, so I was really excited when the dreamscape was like this weird sort of pseudo medieval demon hellscape, like the abyss or something. It was just amazing. I was so thrilled.
Very true. Yeah, and it's cool because as you see with the other Dreamweavers that we'll look at, is every dream's different. Some of them are like more grounded. Some of them are way like the one in the third issue is even crazier. So it's just really cool that that this is a perfect mechanic for a comic book. Every issue is a different dream. It's like this series really should be rebooted. It's really fucking awesome. Anyway.
What I would like to see is like, because there's fan fiction for basically anything, like, if there's a popular like TV series, whatever it is, like people will write sequels to it and stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be a really cool movement for us to see like the late 80s mini comics craze adopt Power Comics, or somebody's like, okay, here comes New York City Outlaws #6. Like, I'm just going to make it as a...
We've talked about that in here. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I want to see a wet Dreamweaver.
Wet Dreamweaver. Oh my god!
I did not like that porn movie.
It just keeps going. I love every second of this fucking comic. It's unbelievable.
But it's even though it's so accomplished, and it's so well done. It's still a power comic. Like,
oh my god!
We always talk about that, but the awkwardness and the untrained DIY, all of it's there.
Super weird.
Super
own
weird.
Own
universe. Paralyzed with fear, Strauss stands at the mercy of the charging beast, and now he fights him. He's like, I got to save Strauss. And then he regains... Oh, then here comes Strauss is coming back up. And as they tumble... This is really weird. He kind of saves him to move him out of the way, but they tumble through this like black, weird, empty cavern. And there's a very bizarre drawing down here. Which
so insane.
Hard to interpret. But it swallows them whole. And then from one terror to the next, as they face another horror, as Strauss' nightmare unfolds, and these weird goblin characters with spears.
Evan, the first time you flipped through Dreamweaver, you stopped at that page and pointed at him and went, ah, like that. That guy.
Did I?
Yes, you did. Like, that was the thing that grabbed you the first time. You're like, what is this? Wow!
Wow, I do not remember that. Amazing. That's awesome. And then, of course, welcome to Hades. Ha, ha, ha. Save your crimes for the lake of fire. And then now secure them in the holding chamber. So then they are marched off into the holding chamber, guys. Amazing.
Oh, good.
So awesome. And now here is where the reveal is. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Hell yes, dude.
Unbelievable. But first, they bring them into the holding chambers here. Love this illustration here of Lance behind bars. Back on Earth or elsewhere, the subject's heart rate is returning to normal, says Miss Len. It seems our Mr. Valor has adapted quite well. Or has he? Now, this is what's really interesting because it kind of introduces a new rule into this world, which is Lance is now pleading with him. Come on, think. What happens next? I need to know. So does that mean it's like a recurring dream? Or...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. This is the dream he keeps having, so I need to like change it now, change the outcome.
Yeah.
This could have been an X-Files episode.
I think that's right.
Oh, it's totally. Quantum Leap.
Yeah, it is. It is Quantum Leap. Yeah.
Yeah.
What year was Quantum Leap? Would that have been around this time?
Yeah, I
think so.
I think it's 88 or 9. Maybe.
Well, this is 87.
I know, that's what I'm saying. That Dreamweaver influenced every work of art made.
Oh my God. And then of course
it's this the Devil Man is named Bacula in this comic.
He is the Lord of
God. Oh my God. Meanwhile, the sentries report before Abaddon is his name, the Demon King.
Abaddon.
Oh, is
Abaddon.
Is it Abaddon?
Hell yeah, dude.
No, it's not like when your parents abandoned you at that JCPenney, Evan. It's
JCPenney. Okay, Evil One, 2 intruders have entered our world from the outside realm. So now this is what's weird, is now there's a cutaway within the dream, and we're not with our main characters. So what the fuck does that mean, guys?
The world is bigger than just the dream.
Yeah, like the dream has its own like B story going on, even though none of the people involved in the dream. It's like that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. But
like
they're saying
a story happening within a dream that no one is aware of, including the dreamer.
Exactly. That's why they're saying like we have 2 intruders have entered our world from the outside realm. So
yeah, is it possible to have dreams where you're not present in the dream?
Oh, totally.
Does that happen? I don't think I've ever had that.
Yeah, but you're a narcissist. No, I've had dreams that were like watching a movie where I just like see a story happen and I'm not present.
Wow.
Like I'm not.
Holy cow!
Holy moly! Wow. So that means that Bob Lankford must have also been tripping on Sour Patch Kids then. That's
no doubt.
That's the second time you mentioned it. It's time to eat them.
Stop babbling, you fools, and bring the intruders to me. I shall have the devout pleasure of casting them out into the eternal fires. Okay.
Is that? I was wondering when I was rereading this. That's not the proper usage of the word devout, right?
No.
Okay,
devout pleasures.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know. That is weird. But
language is fluid, Zach, and it's very it fluctuates, bro.
But Ben, how about this chair? How about this hand chair?
So sick. I love it. Like totally heavy metal. I love this because it reminds me of like early TSR D&D drawings of like in like the Monster Manual. Yeah, that's some of like my favorite stuff. My favorite art ever. So
totally.
Yeah, this is like hitting all the right chords.
When you get your action figure too, you can pretend your hand is the chair and just put him in it.
That's amazing. All right. So without moving along here, all right, out you two pig brains. So they're all like, very like
that's inappropriate.
That is very uncalled for. Time to burn. Okay, I've got to make a move, but how? And this is Lance. The place crawls with ugly munchkins. I'm sensing like churchy kind of humor here. I don't know if you guys are, but no. Don't worry, it only hurts for eternity. Ha ha ha. Okay, and then and then they're now in front of a Dabadon. Well, now what do we have here? Please leave us alone. Is this the first thing really that Strauss is saying? One of the first. And then, of course, Lance says, we were forced here, which is interesting that that's what he comes back with. Forced or not, you are here and you will stay. Could this place really exist? That's what Lance is thinking. So that's weird. Now are they trying to insinuate that this is a real thing and this isn't a dream?
Right. Oh, it makes sense with that last page. It's independent of the guys.
Which is weird. And then, of course, the judgment has come, burn them, and now they're getting closer and closer to these flames here. And I love how these flames are depicted, too, here.
I mean, truly the laziest panels in this comic.
Definitely.
But I still love them.
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll take it. He gets to have a couple panels off. And then, oh, my God, we're not done. Here's the mini-boss, and they are face-to-face with the Pit Lord. The fire of death awaits. Who shall be first? And then, of course, he picks up Strauss, and he's got him held up here. And without warning, Strauss is helpless before the beast. In the same split second, Lance makes his move, and Lance gets in, whacks him, which is amazing. And or I think there's 2 different beasts here or something. I'm kind of confused. Oh, this is the gremlin. This is the goblin.
Oh, okay.
Right. That's what's going on. And then and then as he has Strauss up here. Now that we cut back to reality here, where he's vibrating on the Dreamweaver table, torn by the mental fear, the physical. This is weird too. I don't understand by this at all. This might be a typo. Torn by mental fear, the physical reacts violently to escape.
I think he meant to write that, but what other kind of fear is there?
Yeah.
Oh, the physical fear. I see. Yeah, and escape he does. Here he does that again. And escape he does, as Lance plunges the Pit Lord from behind. Yeah, and he puts a spear.
Pit
through.
Lord.
Yeah, Pit Lord. And now they're all falling into the fire, but of course, we have.
Oh,
God. I mean, we're going to get to this in a second, but back in the laboratory, red alert. Doctor, situation is becoming critical. Advise transport immediately. Doctor, please. So now, here's our tank and dozer in the Matrix getting getting them out.
How dare you?
I know. I had to get a tank and dozer in there. Just a moment more. Stand by. Ready now. And, of course, this is awesome. I love how the polka dots signify coming back.
Coming back, dude.
As the flames begin to vanish, Lance is hurtled back into the world of reality. And now they start talking to him, and of course she's really got the hots for Lance. Doctor, he's okay. And then the doctor, welcome home, Mr. Valor. The project is a success. We've done it. This day, man has stepped into the unknown and returned. Okay. Now he must wait till he is called to once again enter the realm of the human mind. And then I love this bizarre last panel here where he's looking over at Strauss.
So incredible.
Amazing.
Such
ending.
a great panel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it feel like that resolution was hasty though?
Sure.
Yeah.
I just wonder.
Yeah. It's hasty, but everything in this comic is pretty hasty.
Yeah, it just the flow of it is like urgent. The whole
it's really fast.
Yeah, you know what's interesting is it's kind of like, you know, one thing we kind of Jesus Christ. One thing we talk about a lot, I think, going through a lot of these power comics is power comics. A major power characteristic is the idea of not knowing exactly. Like you spend too much time on one thing where you're too meticulous about like the way a door opens and it shuts and there's a wall panel that opens with
pacing issues.
The pacing issue is displaced in a very odd singular way. This feels very rushed, and I think I'm not exactly sure how many pages it is, but maybe it's like he kind of felt like the pressure to keep, you know, like, oh shit, like I gotta wrap this up, or maybe he could have done without like this last battle. You know, maybe, or like truncated it, and then because I actually like being back in the real world and like grounding it there.
Yeah, I mean, like where do you get out of this? You know, I kind of don't know how you extricate yourself from the psychotic dreamscape in any other way than just like
you're out,
being pulled out,
pulling out. Yeah.
If it was a movie, they'd be cutting back and forth to the laboratory more, and you'd see like the patient that they're rescuing, like with his eyes rolled back, going like, oh, so
well, they're trying to do that. It's not. It could have been more effective, I feel like, because except for like this one panel where he's doing that. No, but if they would have had like more of a close up of him or something, or, that would have been nice. But the I will say there's no real narrative signifier that like any mission has really been accomplished. Like what's really been accomplished that he's like not schizophrenic anymore.
Yeah, what has he done? He cured his schizophrenia by battling some demons. Pretty mental.
Loose.
It seems like they lost in the end too, because they all just fell into like the pit of flame.
Yeah.
maybe schizophrenia in real life is like that. You've got your personality, and then there's a gremlin inside of you.
Oh.
So they did resolve it.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Right.
I'll buy that.
Sure.
But I will say once we get to the issue number 2, where is it here? Once we get to look at issue number 2, I do feel like this issue succeeds more, or it like succeeds better in terms of, you know, really like having that closure, and when he goes into this subject's dream, I feel like he really does accomplish something, and it is quite profound in comparison.
The belittled.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. So good.
We need to talk about the idea that you would mail in your
dream scene,
your issue of Dreamweaver to
dream scene.
Back,
I love
back
this.
to him.
Did you enjoy this feat? Sorry, go ahead.
This page and send it to me.
Yeah, rip this out and send me your notes.
Did you enjoy this feature? This feature, like, do we like the dream scene feature? Is that what he means? Yes or no, and then of course you can send it over to Bob. And great,
amazing
ad for ish number 2 there. And guys, Crimson Lion. I don't know.
Come
if you guys
on,
are Crimson Lion fans.
Gabe said, "Come on" in a derogatory way.
He did.
Oh
No, I said it in I wanted because I don't know. I didn't realize it was actually made.
So Crimson Lion Gang is actually drawn and written by Bob Lankford's brother. Maybe this is a surprise for this episode. Gary Lankford. So
Gary.
Yep.
Wow.
And then lettered and inked by Debbie Lankford. So the whole Lankford family.
No relation.
No relation. But yeah, this
Pure
to
coincidence.
me is not as interesting.
too bad.
But I mean,
What is?
yeah. I mean, it's got some power stuff.
It's a high bar.
It's a high bar.
I don't know. I'm into it so far.
Yeah, I like the look of it.
Yeah.
Look at that Sasquatch. What was that guy? Show us the Sasquatch guy.
This guy?
Yeah.
Oh.
This guy right here. Wait, does it have a raccoon warrior?
Yes,
Bottom left?
it does. That's
Okay.
why.
Wow.
That's
Burn
why.
it.
Burn it. But yep. So burn it. But yeah, just a quick flip through on Crimson Lion, drawn by.
No, I was
Bob.
wondering about that. I'm glad that you have it.
Yikes!
I
No
know.
thanks. But check it out.
Hey,
Wow.
love it.
Oh my God.
Love it.
Look at you can make a pillowcase out of that. It was so good.
Pillowcase. This would be a great
That's
shirt.
where your mind went. A pillowcase.
Yeah. It's Dreamweaver.
Because you're gonna dream on it.
Yeah, you're gonna dream on it.
Oh yeah.
But really cool though. This is awesome. This could be a shirt too. Just so awesome.
For sure.
Totally.
Oh, it's
Love
so
it.
good.
Love the silhouettes too.
It's basically Gary Lankford was a big like Black Power imagery guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can tell. Page. Yeah. It looks like the blacklight posters like that were like the African American Zodiac blacklight posters.
Totally. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my God, it does. Yeah.
That looks just like that design, that style.
So there you have it, guys.
Oh my God.
Oh, the back
And
cover.
the back cover. Come on.
Amazing.
I love that this just has nothing to do with anything. It's just him falling down
Just
a building.
Provocative imagery.
I got some ink on me again from this ish.
Oh,
Did
man.
you really?
I did, yeah. You can see it over here too.
You got some ish ink?
Got some ish ink. But guys, I mean, yeah, now it's all over this comic too. But yeah, I love this. The Hall and Oates here falling in the night
Yeah.
sky.
Fallen Notes.
It
Fallen
looks like
Oates. Very good. Very good. Very good. What were you gonna say?
that looks like it would be an 80s music video, like the Cars, where they just like superimpose the guy singing over.
Totally.
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 Like,
Yeah. Totally.
Oh.
Absolutely.
I love it.
So amazing, guys. Dreamweaver. What are your thoughts at the end of the book club here? I mean, God, one of the best, just one of the best all time, an all timer.
It's like New York City Outlaws #2, where you're like, this is a complete, like this is the complete concept, like in a single issue of a comic, like you've just introduced a whole new thing that has never been in comic before.
mm-hmm.
New York City Outlaws #2 is like, this defines what this person wanted to do, and like
Right.
like Gary Lankford's brain. Okay, well, I'll start over.
Bob Lankford.
Are movies, books, comics that tell you more about the creator than about the characters in the story?
Right.
Mhm.
Read Dreamweaver, you're thinking more about Gary Lankford's mind than you are about like the characters that you're following.
Bob Lankford.
Bob Lankford.
Zach, what are you doing, dude?
Sorry, I just think Gary Lankford is so attractive, but but like Bob Lankford, you think about Mr. Lankford like more than the characters in the story, because you're like so impressed that it's so unique, and where it's coming from is so bizarre that like it makes you want to know more about the creator than the work itself.
Yes, 100%.
And
That's all I was thinking about the whole time.
It's like how does this guy's brain work? Like,
yeah. True.
Those are my favorite comics. Like, you're fascinated by the creator as well as the concept itself.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's kind of like encapsulates Power Comics in a nutshell. That's
Totally.
actually
Yeah.
something
100%.
that's a much better way of kind of describing what we've been trying to describe on this channel.
Yeah, it's well said.
Yeah. Ben, what about you, man? Like just looking, I mean, I know we've talked a lot about it, but looking back at this issue, now we've gone through it again.
I've espoused how much I love the artwork, but also the writing in this is really tremendous. Some of like the weird sort of grammatical things aside, like it's a really fun read. Like the words are just a pleasure to read, and it's very economical. Like especially in the beginning when he's laying out the whole scene of like the Dreamweaver project and everything like that. It's all super clear. It's really efficient, very really powerful text. And I also really love the scenes with the doctor, Lance Valor, and the female assistant, and just the dynamic of the relationships between all those people. Like I know it's really crude the way he handles them, but I love that dynamic of all of them in the room together. And he could have just made that not really identified how these people were relating to one another, but
yeah,
they all have like different relationships, and it's really interesting.
And he's planting seeds, for future issues as well. Like he's thinking about that. Like where's the relationship going to go between, Miss Len and Lance Valor? For sure, that's where this is. And it'd be interesting to fantasize almost about like issue 25 where these three characters would have been, and is Lance going to be more into being a part of Project Dreamweaver, or like what's the deal,
Right.
So
I mean, I couldn't sleep for 3 nights trying to figure out what's going to happen between the two of them. I was just wondering.
So awesome. Another Power Comics book club in the can. I think next week, guys, we should look at issue number 2 if you guys are down for next week. I think that would be good. Also, we didn't really talk about our next live show, but I think we're going to do it on Saturday, this Saturday. What time do we do? 8 p.m. Eastern, Saturday. What's the date on that? Tomorrow is what's the fucking date? I can't even.
The 32nd.
The
10th.
9th is 10th is Saturday.
Yeah, so
yes,
April
10th is Saturday.
April 10th, 8 p.m. Eastern. We're going to go live to talk about the top 10 power vehicles. Top 10 power vehicles, guys. We did the top 10 power weapons. I thought that was pretty successful. Now we're looking at the power vehicles live. So with your comments and your help to decide to narrow down the list to the top 10 power vehicles. And also, gang, got to plug it, the Power Patreon, patreon.com/powercomics. Subscribe there where, you supporting the channel, making these videos. And, of course, we got a couple issues up there you might want to check out. And follow us at @power_comics on Instagram, but you probably already are, so it doesn't even matter. Okay. All right, guys.